Hi everyone. I feel prompted again today to bring through a transmission for where we are in the world at the moment. Shiotaka sekushtiki kombe in the endaka. Ide shushashikombe ande kike leli umbayande kike sukoshikandaya. Ileleli obokoshi shandaya. Sike koku ileli umbayande kike siatakaka. Hasiatako shishiko onde zitiko umbayataka kuleleli umbayandeke. Izakadiatra kike shushobiani anani andariatakiko leleli uchikande zekika. So, there has been one of the tarot cards coming to my mind over the last few days, and it is the Tower card. Now, the Tower is, for me, I read it in a very specific way, and it is that the road that you are traveling on is going to change, and going to change quite dramatically. So, using the metaphor, the road that you've created thus far in your life looks a certain way. It might be paved, or it might have trees alongside it, it might have grass on the edges of it. It looks a specific way, and that is because that is the energy that you are emitting. That is your perception of the world, the road you are traveling on. Ijote bikombe siataki koshtakayatari kezienda mande shashuriabiananya. Iuleli ushkayandi amon daisy kite kakaya shushabieta kariki kombayande keka. So when we make a decision to change the way we perceive our world or want our world to change, and make an internal decision and shift the energy within and make a conscious choice to shift our perceptions, we pull the energy out of the old road, the old way of living. And what that does is we pull the energy out and we focus upon the new. And our new concept, our new perceptions, our new choices help form a new road to travel on. And this road could look very different, and often looks very different than the road that you have been traveling on. Now, the moment between pulling out the energy of the old and focusing upon the new is that chaos that is represented by the Tower card. So it isn't, the changes that are happening are not, are actually very beneficial. It is part of the transformation process. Zoyet ndaish ndayate kiko beti kikande sakaya. Ijokoye tarikika siatarkikambaye tokujijajianananiandarkikeza. So as I've said before, reality happens on a different number of levels. So on one level, it is this level of focusing on a road, making decisions, making changes for a new road to travel on. But there is another level to this, and that level is that there have been outside influences on that road that we've been traveling on, outside energies that have been influencing our perceptions, influencing our hopes and dreams and our ideas of what is possible and not. Now, those outside influences are now changing and evolving and being removed, so that we are now much more free in creating the road that we want, unhindered by anything external to us. So, shushe bayate kiko te kombezi tekika. Ayo chiko todarikikazi andarikikezi ananani andarikika. So my teacher once said that this planet is an artifact of consciousness. How we live on this planet is an artifact of consciousness. And for me, what he means by that is we as a collective are very powerful in our creation. through the concepts of quantum mechanics, that we are the observer collapsing the wave of potentials into a specific particle of reality. So we are all agreeing to this artifact of consciousness, that this is the way that it's been. This is what most of us have accepted for a long time. Sio te kumba, sio tokoshtiki ke shende biatarki ke ziana. I dokoshtiki ka asiet kukumbe tiki ke shendi ato beatarki kaya. Izabayoto ke shoshobe tiki kamba yatarki kaya. So I once remembered listening to a guy lecture about his connection with this ET species, with these guys, Star Nations people. And I don't remember who the person was that was speaking, and I don't remember the beings that he was in contact with. But one thing that stuck with me was these beings were really curious and taken with the fact that when we leave our house in the morning to go to work, for example, it stays solid, it stays there until we get home and re-enter it. Because for them, what they needed in the moment was created and pulled from energy down into whatever they needed in that moment. And that when they didn't need it, it went back to energy instantly. And that's what can happen at higher frequencies of existence. But here we live in a much slower time. So stuff stays heavier and in this state for longer periods of time. And in fact, because time is slow, changes happen at a very slow rate. So I'm hoping this is making sense, that this is an artifact of consciousness. So if we don't change our perceptions of what we want, if we don't choose to visualize something new at this point, the old is very likely to continue on in the way that it has been for a long time. So without that outside interference, with us now being almost the creators of the reality, unhindered, we have to start visualizing what we need, what we desire in this new world. And we have to really actively see the change, see the new outcome. Indebi otoshe shandaki kumbayataki kaste otoje shindabikeka. Ileli umbayatikika. Uzi otoshe shoki kumbuyutiko ya leli umbayandrekika. So it's almost like in focusing on the new, in focusing on what it is we want to see on this entire planet, which is freedom and real choice, many aspects of being more unlimited than we have ever been. We have to start focusing on that. We have to take our focus off the way the road has been. We have to take our focus off what has existed there, so that a good portion of our focus is now on what is it we want. Because of the time lag, because time is slower here, we have to realize that it will take a while for the older energies to be disassembled. If you think about scaffolding around a building, you have to take it down bit by bit by bit. And then you take it to a new building and you put the scaffolding up around the next structure that is going to be created. And it's sort of like that. But if you don't take your focus away from the old road or the old structure, the scaffolding will stay there. And you have to, by focusing on the new road, create and pull the scaffolding and start creating the foundations of the new world. Ije tuko beti ki kumbaya te shushesha. Zuke tutoshti shombe tiki keziana nayon deshuka. Ilelio chakataya tutobe ki kumbaya sion de kokoba. I deko, I shesho shambayani ondaya tarkikezian nameniandarika. I zeso shasha, I zezo sesho shambayo diumbe naya. I kukobe tikike, sakayato toto sheshande bikeko. So the idea is to have a balance between the old and the new. You can't deny what's happening around us. You can't pretend that it's not happening. But what I'm being asked to say is to make sure that you spend an even greater time, though, focusing on what you want. Feeling it, hearing it, smelling it, tasting it. What does the new reality feel like to you? You can tap into a future now, a feeling of where it really is. And when you tap into that place of where it's actually existing now, in a future now, when you tap into it, you can feel it within your own body. And that's how you feel in the now when you're visualizing it. There is, in a way, no time, distance, and space, and so it's all happening now. So how do you transform the road that you're on, the building that you're in, the structure that you're living in? By feeling into another reality where this is the truth. Iwo te kukumbaya te keka, sheshu sheshu mbe si e to be te kaya. Ayan do keka, si o to be te kikaya, tototo sheshambe kiataka. So I hope that I've made that clear, trying to explain this concept that's been rolling around with that card, the Tower card. So blessings to everyone. Happy creating, happy focusing on this new world. Io te shushende kamba. Ide yande o ya yomayande zia te kokoyo lelele umayanda. Io sheshinda bakika. Esuyo tutubushto shikonde zike yundaya. I lelorium bayo tututo shikenda. Itaka, itaka, itaka.